Well, a new week gaming wise begins, and you see we're on Sinkr, which we've continued from the previous week. Hopefully it'll be a completion, because we pretty much steered it towards it last week. Well, after usually struggling to get to a completion in a week, we got 2 last week because of Superland failed the week before, but we planned it properly this time so that we're just under an hour and a half into the new week, and we'll have a completion for this week sorted. All going well, those 2 on the right should pop, but we don't know, so let's fingers crossed. Right, here we go, let's see. And there we go, Sinkr complete. That's 1. And that's 2. So there we go, that's the completion for the new week done. And as with tradition, nice work, all achievements unlocked. Apologies if the focus isn't great, but this is the first video we've done with the way the light and the way it is. Well, completion done for the week. Well, the start of a new week, and it's not a weight record, but it's a milestone, so it's something that deserves to be recognised. What we will show you first is that we're up to 99s. Not far off 1400 overall, but as you can see there's a new icon of a percentage for 100, and after 2 days without anything. There we go, 100 lifts in a round, 99s across it. So because of the short final rounds recently, we are at 1417, which is a little shy of the record of 2 weeks ago, the 1440. I'm sure a record will come along sooner or later, but there's been no record for a while, but that's the main reason, 100 in a round. What a slight update garden wise for anyone who watched last week's video, week 46. This is what it looks like at the moment, ponds and plants coming together nicely. Well, you may have seen the clip from the pool earlier on, that was about 4, it's now 5:10. Just look how different it changes. Well, it's Monday, so it's recycling time. Cartons first, not a lot this week, because even though we have been at home, we haven't done too much. In fact, there isn't a bottle this week, just cans. So, that's the recycling done. It's nice, chilly Monday afternoon as well. Well, it was installed the other day and it took a long time, so we moved on to Sinkr and funnily enough completed that over the course of 2 days. So finally going to see what Planet Coaster Console Edition has installed. Well, it's quite an interesting one. We just completed the first story mode version. As you can see there, story complete for the tutorial. It's a very nice game, to be honest. It's one that it was rumoured to be an upgrade of the old Roller Coaster Tycoon, which wouldn't be too far away from it, except it's the modernised version. I mean, you only have to look at the graphics. I'm doing this one hand now. But just look at the graphics you're getting for what the guests look like. Roller Coaster Tycoon used to look a lot different, but it's a very good game. Obviously it's on Game Pass, but the graphics, even on this Xbox One, which is nearly 7 years old, look really good. Still no weight record this week. Whoever's the winning contestant seems to be keeping going. So it's what's going to happen first. He's going to get to 8 wins first, or we're going to get a full final round first. What it does mean is that before the final round we're getting better, so a record could come by pure fluke, but the reason for this one is this is a perfect milestone, 100 in every round in a day. Wow. Well, I did say a record was in the offing after doing the 100 yesterday, and there's a few interesting numbers today, but it's a new record all the same. We're up to 101s and 100s, a final round of 50, well 15 seconds, so it's half the round, half the total. About time it went above 30. Total of just under 20,000 for the month, which is not too bad. We're just under 150 days, obviously, because we started on a Tuesday. Every week ends with a 4, one short of what would be a 5, but they're coming up to 30 weeks. Interesting number is 123,123 for the overall total. 1407 overall before the final round. And the record of last week, which has been a while since we had the record, 6th of November, we're finally above it. 1457. So it's 17 above. Lovely. Well, off we go. This is definitely a milestone that for the first time in 10 years, I'm watching a Wigan game at the DW at home. That's because in September 2010, we saw the playoff that led to the grand final, which became the first of the current run of games, which starts with this one, for this run. 4-3-1 overall, 386 for Wigan since that in September 2010. That's when we started beginning records. 25th against Hull with 17 wins, and we've seen Wigan beat no team more. 3 teams around 17. 7 losses. It's a 3-game winning streak, including a few good ones in the last few years. 190th game at the DW home. Doesn't sound a lot in 10 years, but we've been to a lot away. Could be 120th overall loss. Let's see, fingers crossed it isn't. It's the 9th Super League playoff semi-final. Obviously last year we saw 2. Looking to avoid 3 consecutive losses, because last year obviously we lost against Salford and St Helens. 8 out of 12 against Hull to DW. Obviously technically it doesn't count, but well. 36th Rugby League game in 2020, including the cutout, which my cutout is somewhere there. I've seen it already today. And a 79 sport in attendance for 2020. 100 seems near impossible, but 80 will do. Let's just hope this one's good. We are representing as always in the home kit. Obviously the badge won't be seen much next season, but we'll see. Well, just in case it doesn't come up again tonight, just over Chris Kendall's shoulder, there's me live on Sky. Well, half time at DW, and like I said, it's the first time I've ever done this while sat at home. Wigan 13, Hull 2, and as you'll see earlier in the clips, we may not be completely physically in the DW, but we've just been live on Sky as a cardboard cutout. That'll do nicely for me. Well, there we go. It's going to be weird next week, but Wigan in a Super League Grand Final, whether it's sat at home or being there, it's still the occasion that counts. Comfortable in the end as well. Wigan 29, Hull 2. So it'll be a first ever virtual Grand Final for me next week, whether the cutout's there or not. As we've done with most games this season, we would have been there without COVID, so it'll count. I just hope it's an interesting one tomorrow night. Before it, Wigan, I'd pick St Helens because it's obviously a good one, but Wigan Catalans would be an interesting one. But who will it be? St Helens as favourites, but next Friday, so next week's edition is going to be heavy with that game. And a fitting way to end for Sean. Last game at DW. Anyone who's been following this series for a long time will know. At a fan day a few years ago, the man himself admitted he followed this channel. So to feature him on it in his final game, well done. Let's hope he goes out on a high next week. The viewers know a shot at the bed usually means it's a away record, and today I'm struggling for words because I literally didn't think anything like this would ever physically be possible. The fact that before the final round with 14-14 says it all. 101 across the board, and no surprise because we got 7 of them yesterday. 21,000 for the month. 149 days obviously because we started on a Tuesday. We're always missing a day from what would be the complete week, 30 weeks. But in terms of a record, just look at that. 1,515 miles ahead of yesterday, but we did get a full final round. We haven't had a full final round since we did 14-40. That's nearly, well, it's exactly a fortnight ago. So the first full final round in 2 weeks, and we have a record I don't think I can beat. I said that when I got to 1,000. I said that when I got to 1,400. But wow, 15-15. We're over 7,000 for the week as well. Gaming wise, it's one that we've done before, but it won't have been on any of the O&A editions because we didn't start doing the game until the at home came in, obviously in February, March. This was in January, and the reason it's back is because they've added a title update to it, and because it was a completion, it has to be recompleted in order to move on as such. But It's a little puzzler game. It's not too bad as a game. I'll just give you a quick look. See, just basically a puzzler, walk around. That's all it needs to be done, really.